What's up, guys? I'm gonna be showing you the top 10 new DPS units in Anime Last Stand, and honestly, some of these are pretty surprising. So let's get it started. I just farmed up like $7 million, man. Idol's an insane money farm. So let's start off with number 10 on this list. Number 10 on this list is actually Sasuke. Now, my Sasuke has no trade on him, so it's gonna be a little bit weird. I will get a trade on him soon, but again, I'm kind of waiting for 4x to be back on. So once that happens, we'll be popping off. But you guys can kind of see his DPS, even without a trade, is already, you know, getting pretty up there. And it may look low, but remember, guys, he has Black Flame, so it actually does 5x the damage. All right, so it looks like 38k here, but remember, it's an additional 5x over 10 seconds. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna get one back here just so I don't die. Oh my gosh, and he is hybrid ultimate. He's fairly easy to get. His evo isn't too crazy, but all right, and then we're focusing more on max damage. So maxing him out, you guys can kind of see his damage is really going up a lot higher. So with no trade at all, and remember, you have to add an additional 5x on this, so it's basically like 6x this damage. So he's doing like 36 million. High SPA though, but that was with no trade and no skill tree. So you guys can kind of see why that's popping off. And also, he does have this passive ability, Brotherly Bond. If Naruto Path is in range, Sasuke's damage is buffed by 15% and he gets a range increase. So I'm going to drop the other one down as well. And so now they're going to both have that bond. Now, the problem I see with this bond attack is you're going to see they have different elements. So like, it's not really worth it because yes, you're getting 15%, but you're losing on like that 300% bonus. So it would only make sense if you're doing a map that doesn't have elements. So you guys can kind of see this damage is crazy. Now he is only doing normal damage. He doesn't really have any special effect. But here we go. He also has Fox buff. Buff all units in range by 15% and range by 10%. Is that only on a certain upgrade? Yeah, so that's only on a certain upgrade, guys. So he actually turns into a buff unit. I did not realize that. So that's actually pretty nice, guys. So now he actually has a... Well, I don't know if it stacks. I don't know if Brotherly Bond stacks with this, but if it does, that's like 30% more damage. So, okay, I can kind of see why that's a pretty sick duo. So these are number 10 and number 9. And look at that, guys. 84 million with no skill tree with a pretty fast SPA. That's pretty decent. And, of course, the buff as well. All right, next up, we have the one and only Broly. Now, the problem with Broly is he is a rage unit. So we take a look over here, stacking 5% damage every wave. So it's going to take him 60 waves to reach his max damage, and we don't really have time for that. Now, he's actually also an okay starter unit. You can see a decently fast SPA and pretty good AoE too. So if you want, and only 800 bucks. So if you want to use him as like a wave 1 unit, hey. And he also has effect crippled. So enemies take more damage and are slower. So yeah, he's a pretty good wave 1 unit. So let's go max him all the way. All right, here we go. He does have Saiyan Roar. So basically does double damage and pushes units enemies back. So Saiyan Roar is very nice. Very, very nice. And of course he has that nice AoE again too. I believe it's a cone AoE. For some reason it's not showing up. But you guys can kind of see his damage is about to basically 4x from whatever this is. So over 100 million damage for a 3 SPA. And it's going to take you 300, like a gazillion waves to get there. But yeah, you can kind of see why he is number 8 on the top DPS list. All right, next up, let's go sell him. And we're going to place down our boy Mike Guy. Now, unfortunately, we're unable to sell Mike Guy, so I'm going to actually place him in the back here. Because that's kind of his quirk. You guys can kind of see his damage starting out is pretty decent with no skill tree. Again, I only have Overlord on him. So we'll max him all the way out. He's pretty cheap to max. Most of the way there. You're going to see he has a really nice AoE here. And his ability is actually pretty sweet. Every wave, he gets 10% more damage. Crazy. Cap of 200%, but he loses a small amount of range. So minus 30% range and plus 200% damage. Considering his range is already pretty dang OP, like that's actually not bad at all. You can see he's basically hitting the entire map already. And you're gonna see his damage is just gonna quickly skyrocket. So that puts him pretty high on this list at number 7. Pretty decent. All right, also surprisingly on this list is Dio Over Heaven. Now, since they made him obtainable again, they actually buffed up his damage a lot. So you guys can see he's a decent starting unit, but he's kind of expensive. But he has bleed and cripple off rip, which is a very good combination, especially with his current damage. And if we max him all the way out, he also has this heavenly vampire ability, which is really good. So we have 60-second time stop, crazy, and enemies killed are basically respawned. So you guys are gonna see basically one every few enemies is gonna be respawned. I don't know if there's a cap on that, but you guys can just see these Sasuke's. I guess they're not really Sasuke's. They're freaking, I don't even know what they are. They look like Sasuke's, but I think there's actually, yeah, this is 7 Deadly Sins. So it's probably some villager from 7 Deadly Sins or something. Map is gassed though. All right, here we go. So max stats, you guys can definitely see why he is number 6 on this list. Dang. Oh, he has another ability too. Afflicted enemies become allies. Okay, so the override actually counts as a status effect. That's pretty cool. W. All right, let's go move on to the top 5 now. All right, first up, guys, I have an honorable mention, Giorno Requiem. He actually does infinite damage. Basically 1% of the enemy's HP every hit. So on bosses, this is very good. However, he is global unique, so you can only have one of him placed per match. And his other DPS is actually pretty decent too. So I'll show you guys his max stats in just a second. So let me go upgrade my farms. Now, unfortunately, we can only equip 2 godlies, so this next section is going to be a pain in the butt to film, but I got you guys. All right, let's get it. All right, here you go, guys. You can kind of see why he should be on this list. I'm honestly not sure why he's just not on the list straight up, but I guess they forgot to put him on here or something. Like, dude, this dude is absolutely freaking insane. Look at that. Overall, he's number 2, but DPS? I don't believe it, guys. I don't believe it. So that's why I'm putting him here as my honorable mention. All right, so number 5 on the list, we have Sukuna. Probably the most disrespected godly, but dude, starting off with full AoE and this dismantle attack, epic. And he does get even better too, guys. All right, he gets lightning, which is kind of nice. Gets hybrid. He has 10 billion nuke and 35% team range. Very, very nice. And you guys can see that AoE is pretty good as well. And they did get a buff by getting another upgrade, so that's actually some decent damage. But dang, actually, yeah, and of course he has dismantled, so you really just have to like multiply this by 3. He was doing like freaking 250-ish, because 2.2, 250-ish for like 6 seconds. That's pretty decent. Like, that's not bad at all. What's this? I think I need to upgrade his stats though, because triple S is really worth it in this game compared to other games. So yeah, let's go get his max upgrade. But honestly, guys, Sukuna at number 5, very good. And of course, female Sukuna is definitely stronger. I don't know how it works, but it does work. Yeah, max stats, guys, freaking insane. Definitely a WW unit. All right, let's move on to number 4. We got our boy Escanor, Santa Claus edition. 20% team damage. Yes, sir. Now I have no buff because I have idle in the front. But yeah, burn is basically double the damage. But you guys can kind of calculate that in as well. And you can see full AoE makes him very, very good, guys. Very good, especially considering he's already the top 4 DPS and full AoE. Basically 240 million damage. Actually, a little bit more than that. 250 million for 5, like 50 million DPS easy. Plus crits, etc. Like probably dang near 100 million DPS right now. Factoring all that in. Blue glitched. Absolutely beast. Insane, guys. And of course, he's really cheap to max for some reason. Like, considering he has more damage than freaking Sukuna, I don't know what's up with that. And I even have Sukuna has the Soul of Blood. I guess he has the Soul of Precision, but it doesn't really change much. So yeah, that poor guy. All right, let's go move on to the top 3. Let's get it. All right, so number 3, we have Goku UI. This guy also has this little aura, which makes him take even more damage. We click info, the aura makes him take, gives him divine mastery, which basically makes them take more damage. And I think also slightly slows them. You're gonna see his damage isn't too crazy right now, but obviously, like as he gets upgraded, it's gonna get a lot better. So let's go upgrade them both, and let's get it started. So give it a second here. Here we go. Yeah, you're gonna see his damage kind of a little bit slow on the roll. He's still decently decent. But like, I don't know. 500,000 DPS at upgrade 1. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go max him out. All right, here we go. So maxing him out. Let's see what makes him the top 3 DPS. Number 3. 145 for 5, guys. And crit. Not bad. Now you're gonna see he does have a nuke as well. One-time nuke. Very good. And he does have divine mastery. So effectively he's a support unit. Now I will say his AoE isn't as good as a lot of the other units, but it is still a pretty dang big AoE. So it's actually not too bad. All right, let's go move on to the number 2. Surprisingly, it is Ichigo. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of shocked it's Ichigo, but Yeah, you're gonna see, guys, he has black flame, so 5x this. So it looks low, but remember to 5x that. So let's go get him all the way up to max. There we go. Still black flames. Again, 5x this damage. 300 plus million DPS. Probably dang near, probably honestly close to 400 million if you factor in the rest of that. 9 SPA pretty fast. Really decent crit chance as well. Like, dude. And of course he has that range and damage buff. I don't know what to tell you, man. That's some serious damage right there. Now he does have like kind of a worse AoE, but 88 range is crazy. So if you're okay with this like a rectangle AoE, cone type AoE, he's pretty decent. All right, let's go move on to the next number one. I guess the new number one DPS in the game. Let's go. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Sell that and place this. There we go. 1 million damage and crippled. So he's also a support unit as well. And he does have that cool thing where he summons clones, which also attack as well. And that's every 10 attack. So he basically powers up after 5. And I think they only last 60 seconds. But basically after like 50 attacks or so, he'll just start getting a lot. And I believe each of these do cripple as well. So you're really starting to stack it up. Now you can't actually click all these and see what they do. I don't entirely know what they do or what they mean, but yeah, pretty dang solid here. Let's go get him some upgrades. You can see full AoE, so that means now all of his clones are full AoE too, it looks like. So yeah, that's crazy, guys. And they all have bleed, dang, and cripple. That's crazy. You can kind of see why this unit is turning out to be the number one DPS in the game. Now this guy is max skill tree, and then he has a new effect, Bolt. Well, maybe not a new effect, but a rarer effect. So basically this effectively does an additional 2x his damage, and it also stuns the enemies. It's over 4 seconds, which is pretty fast. So like right now he's doing 120 million plus damage for wait, no, I did the math wrong on that one. Yeah, well, probably like 115, 116 for 4 SPA. That's really good. Plus, of course, he's taking extra damage from cripple, which does bring it up to that number. So really insane. 41 million now, and again, factor in the fact that he also does have, I believe it'll get up to like 5 clones. So that's an extra 50% on his damage. So like, let's just say it's stacking up insane. And of course, everybody's getting covered and crippled and covered in both. So max stats, 51 million. Again, add the 50% onto that, add the double of that, add the cripple of that. Like, and again, he's only Overlord and has no abilities or things on him. So yeah, let's just say that's kind of what makes him the new top DPS in the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, so those are the new top 10 damage units in the game. Let me know which ones you guys are going for in the chat. And I'll see you soon for the Sung Jin Woo, I believe, update. Hopefully I post some sneaks soon to get his hype. Hopefully that's gonna be this weekend. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.